Hello, people who are not me, and welcome back to Earthbound. I am Sire Goku. In the last video, we started the LP by being woken up by a meteorite. Also, hopefully when it's on when this is being captured, you don't see these weird flashes of light on here. I mean, I'm playing this on an HD TV, and this is clearly not an HD game, so there's a little bit of flickering here and there, but I don't think it catches too much. Anyway, we got woken up by a meteorite, went to speak with our douchebag of neighbors, finding out that one of their kids, that's the only one that's apparently not a dick, went off to see said meteor that crashed, and, well, long story short, we went to save him, got it, and met a interstellar bug from the future, getting attacked by another interstellar alien from the future, and, well, we are the chosen heroes of light, I guess. No, that's Final Fantasy. No, but we are chosen to save the world from an interstellar being known as Gygus. But before that, we gotta collect melodies and fight runaway dogs. Smash! Right there, as you saw I finally get to show this off. I didn't get to show that off in part 1. Smash is what happens when you get a critical hit. Critical hits are based on your guts stat. So you want your guts stats to go up as high as possible if you want more critical hits. IQ is based on how strong your magic attack is. It really doesn't affect anyone except for one other character that we won't have for a little bit. Speed, generic stuff, that's how fast your turn comes up. Defense is how much you can block. Luck is your evasion stat. Guts has a couple of different functions, actually. As I mentioned before, guts affect your critical hit rate. Also, if your guts are high enough, you have the chance of surviving a fatal blow. Another small thing I should mention, which is one of the best things about Earthbound, is the HP dial. The excuse me. The HP meter is actually on a rotator, so it'll scroll down as you take damage, which means if you heal yourself or beat the battle fast enough before you die, you can actually save yourself from certain death. Something that, another minor interesting thing that most RPGs back then didn't do. See, see, there are so many reasons why I love this game. It's just, they do so many things it does so many things differently, while still being familiar in terms of RPGs. Anyway, first thing you're going to want to do before you actually go into town is come to the library, because you get a free map. Onet isn't the only thing on the map. All the info is there, except for the info that isn't there. Okay. And the Japanese version, when they mentioned that the X button is the blue button, because in Japan, the Super Famicom's buttons were colored differently. I believe the X button was blue, as I said. The Y button was yellow. The A button was green, and the B button was blue. I think, or was green. I think. I don't know. I've never actually had a Super Famicom. But anyway, pressing the X button. There you go. This is the town map. And it's very, very helpful. It shows you exactly where you are, where all the shop locations are, and all the other main stuff, as well as where the next area you're supposed to go to is, which is Tucson, Tucson's the next town, which is to the south. We're not going to be going there quite yet. Buzz said we needed to go to Giant Step, which is actually up this way. Let's talk to this mole, though. Okay. Sure, why not? Let the game explain things for me so I have less things to talk about. God. The fourth wall breakings in this game is so great. Okay, so there you go. As you did mention, as you may have noticed when I got into battles, you had this gray swirl that happens when the battle starts. That's how a battle normally starts. If you get a surprise attack, this swirl will be green, and if the enemy gets a surprise attack, the swirl will be red. Okay, so the shack is locked. So that's why we can't get to Giant Step right now, because the shack leading to Giant Step is locked. So I guess we have to go into town and ask the mayor for help. But the town is being overrun by the shark gang. That might be a problem. Guess we're gonna have to take out the shark gang first. Also, make sure you check trash cans. Because if you do, you may find interesting stuff like a hamburger, which is one of the better healing items you can get in the game so far. The drugstore here is your basic shop. And you get to listen to home runs of a little dog. I love this music so much. Whoa, what's going on with the colors here? Oh, that's strange. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Nope, I'm just seeing things. Okay, it's fine. Man, my TV's being awkward right now. Anyway, what you're going to want to do is buy a t-ball bat, a baseball cap, and a cheap bracelet, which is a lot of money. But trust me, you're going to want it. Also, make sure you call your house. There is a status ailment in this game known as homesickness, where the longer you go without talking to your mom, eventually you will become homesick, which makes you unable to attack in battle from time to time. Also, your sister apparently started working at a part-time job. And so she's working at Escargot Express. What this is it's a delivery service, so if you run out of space in your inventory, you can call her to have a delivery guy show up and, well, store your items for you, which is very helpful, especially considering the limited inventory space you have in this game. As of right now, I do not need it, but I figure I would just call them now and just deal with it now so I'm not forgetting about it later. Excuse me just a second. There, maybe that's better. Maybe that is better. Okay, so I don't need to do anything. Okay, there we go, yeah. I fixed it. For some reason, No, it's still doing that. Oh well, maybe it's just because of the TV that I'm using. Really?
Okay, so yeah. So basically what it's saying is the screen will flash if you can buy if the thing you're buying is strong enough, is a stronger item that you can equip. Yeah, it's just my TV, because when I see it on the playback window, it looks fine. Anyway, what we're going to want to buy is a cheap bracelet, a baseball cap, and a t-ball bat, which is going to be a lot of money. But so we got $68, so let's get rid of all that then. This is also the game that taught me how to use ATM machines, honestly. ATMs. God, the redundancy. So let's get the t-ball bat, equip it right away, there we go. The way I usually do things is I buy weapons first, armor second. And the only other thing I'm missing is the cheap bracelet, which is not cheap at all. I need $98, which is a lot of money. Now, the other, like I mentioned before, you don't actually have to call your parent. You don't actually have to call your dad in order for the money to get transferred into your account. It'll automatically happen regardless. Anyway, coming down this way, this is where all the sharks are. Get a can of fruit juice and let's talk to this guy. Do you want to start a fight or what? Actually, I do. And this is going to be tough. This is why I bought the cheap bracelet right away, because here's a skate punk. He does 14 damage, and that's with defense. And that's with my defense increased from the cheap bracelet. These guys are tough. Yeah, so I would say grind on mainly the runaway dogs and the spiteful crows, because until you actually get stronger weapons and armor, these guys are going to wreck you horribly. Thankfully, you can just run right back up to your house, which is not very far away, and you get your free healing. So what I'm gonna do. Actually, there's another enemy that I haven't shown off yet, so I'm gonna heal myself up, and we've got ourselves a new enemy here. Oh, but I don't get to show him off because I'm too strong for it. That is a coil snake. Unfortunately, I'm so strong right now that I can one-shot them. That right there is what I meant by them streamlining this game. If you're just strong enough already that you can just take out the enemy in one shot, the game will do that for you. Unfortunately, this may mean that I don't get to actually show off coil snakes, but oh well. There, I'm level 4. Oh baby, offense up by 4. Sweet! And I learned Hypnosis Alpha. That's a good start. Anyway, yeah, so I get to show this off. Get free healing, why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind a tiny bit just until I get enough money to afford everything in the shop. So I will be back in a little bit. Oh, well, we got some new enemies here. We got Pogo Punk. So I get to show that off. Be careful, because they can hurt just as much as any... They hurt a lot too, so... Not nearly as much as the skate punk, though, so... You want to take out the skate punk first, because he can also do that. Oh, and then he's got the Yes Man Jr. that just showed up. Wonderful. Well, at least I get to show off all the new enemies in one battle here. And I got... Ow, but then that happens. Well, I get to show off what a game over is. Yeah, this is why you try to be careful about, you know, grinding. Well, I get to show off a game over. I am amazing. 2 parts in and I already died. Anyway, if you get a game over, it just loads you back up to the last place you saved. And you have no magic. So, thankfully I stopped right in front of my parents, right in front of my house, so I can get myself some free healing. Huzzah! That was embarrassing. Oh well. Accidents happen. It brings me back to the first couple of times I played this game where I got owned multiple times. Grinding to get... This is why you grind. To get that armor. Because you're only level 3, and it shows. Well, 4, but still. When your defense is only at 9, yeah, that kinda hurts. I believe you also lose half your money, because this game is a lot like Pokemon. It kind of plays the same way as Pokemon as well, so... When you lose a lot of your money too, so that's kind of annoying. Anyway, now that I've managed to show that off, I'm going to cut until I have finished my small amount of grinding and gotten my armor and stuff, so I'll be back. Oh, he dropped a hamburger, nice. So yeah, fight Pogo Punks. If they're by themselves, then you're gonna have a much easier time. Okay, I'm back, and I managed to get at least $98. So I can get my cheap bracelet. Hooray! And see why you want to get that? Your defense goes from 9 to 14, and that helps a lot. And I mean a lot. And there's also different dialogue from your mom depending on when you call her. I can hardly hear you. It sounds like you're calling from the moon or something. I have $0 because I just deposited it all. So let's save. I haven't saved since I started this LP. There's another thing, if you play for too long without turning off the game, well, that won't happen for a little bit, but eventually, well, you'll see. Ooh, Magic Butterfly. As I mentioned before, Magic Butterflies will actually heal your psychic power. So when you find them, use PSI, because free healing is free healing. Now that I've fully optimized myself, and I've got plenty of healing items, I should be fine. As long as you have the cheap bracelet and the T-ball bat, you should be more than strong enough. And I'd recommend being around my level, about level 4, maybe 5, but I think being level 5 is pushing it a little too much. Thing is, though, sometimes you can run into lots of enemies. One thing you can do is this game kind of runs on Mega Man logic, where if there's a lot of enemies on screen, if you just leave the screen and come back, sometimes they'll just disappear. But let's go into the arcade, which is amazing, because it actually has real arcades, like Space Invaders there, Donkey Kong, you have Galaga in the bottom left corner there. I'm not sure what the one directly below me is supposed to be, but hey. Yeah, I did beat up your buddy. What are you gonna do about it? Fight me. See, that's how Pogo Punks are supposed to fight. They're pathetically easy. And I got another hamburger. Why not? Do I want to become a member? No. And this is going to be kind of a tough fight, because this is typically the first time you're supposed to fight a Yes Man Jr. But because I bought the cheap bracelet,
And I got lucky. I took him out in one shot, but the cheap bracelet helps a ton fighting these guys. And there, I'm level 5. Ooh, vitality went up by 1. Whenever your vitality goes up, you're going to get a lot of HP, like right there. And typically a lot of magic power as well. Anyways, for doing that, now we can go back here, and we can talk to Frank. Oh, I'm too afraid. And this is Frank. And he has Johnny B. Good playing in the background, I guess. Oh, I love this music. It's the hippie music. That is actually... A lot of this music's actually reused from Mother 1. Ow! Basically, if you're high enough level like I am here, you should be able to just... rush him. And if you take a lot of damage like I did, then just use Life Up and let your HP roll back up. You should be able to take him out in about 4 or 5 hits. If he uses his knife attack, is going to do the most damage, so be careful about that. So just heal yourself if your HP goes below 20. And now we have Frankenstein Mark II. And this guy's a little bit tougher. He's going to attack every other turn. So keep that in, so keep that in mind, or you can be like me and just get lucky again. There, so since he's usually going to attack every other turn, just heal after about 1 or 2 hits, if you're just to be cautious. Normally he doesn't nearly kill me, but hey, you know, LP curse, I'd rather be safe than sorry here. But that's your first major boss. Okay, good. Wait, how would you know I've been asking around? Really? Okay, so yeah, if you remember that shack that we went to, it was locked. That is, like I said before, that is the way to go to the first sanctuary location. The mayor has the key. So we'll have to go talk to the mayor, let him know that we saved the town. But there's another thing, too. After you beat Frank, you get yourself a free inn. And you can come back here anytime you want. And he gives you free healing. So that's nice. And now that you beat him, none of the sharks are going to be here anymore. So you don't have to worry about getting attacked at random by jerks. Anyway, we need to go talk to the mayor, who is in the town hall, which is in the center right here. We're gonna go to the White House. Actually, no, it's just town hall. It just happens to look like it. Anyway, we're gonna go talk to the mayor. A lot of snakes and stray dogs. And the mayor's not doing anything about it. He's here to protest. Why not? Yes, I am. Apparently I'm supposed to know that guy. Kinda creepy. Yeah, let's go talk to the mayor. Why not? We beat up the sharks. Hey, you're welcome. Why?
Yep. Totally did. Why? Oh, why do I have a feeling this is gonna come back to bite me in the ass? Why not? You seem like a nice guy. But what awaits us behind the touring entertainer's shack? Find out on the next episode of Earthbound. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys then.